Let's rock it. I love this thing. How's everybody doing out there on the internet? This is your friend Big Frank at Eclectic Collecting, and welcome to another edition of the Eclectic Arsenal. This week we are featuring my favorite firearm. It is my absolute favorite, the gem in my collection, and it is also the first gun that I purchased down here in Texas. We are going to be featuring the Ithaca 37 12 gauge pump action shotgun. Now, what makes this particular firearm very special to me, besides it being the first gun that I purchased here in Texas, it is also the oldest gun in the collection. I absolutely love antiques. I have ever since I was a kid, and the chance to own an antique firearm, I just had to jump at it. Some key features about this particular shotgun that make it so amazing are as follows. Bottom ejector, making this particular firearm ambidextrous. It's a wonderful item to have if you either shoot left-handed, right-handed, or are known to be a switch hitter in the gun world. Because the ejector is on the bottom, you don't have to worry about shells flying out the right side. You don't have to worry about them flying out the left side. They all fly out from the bottom. That's right, the same port that you load the shells into is also where the shells are ejected. A really cool feature to have. Additionally, because of that design, there is very little on this particular shotgun with regards to holes where dirt, debris, muck, all of that can get into, making this particular firearm a favorite in the field of hunting, military, and police. This gun is legendary, and it has really not been given its due credit over the years. Firearms such as Remington, Mossberg, Winchester, they're the names that everybody recognizes. Very few people know that New York, specifically Ithaca, New York, created such a legendary firearm. But what is it about this gun that really makes it special? Well, let's take a brief look at its history. Check this out. The Ithaca 37 has been a favorite among sportsmen for decades. Its rugged design and simple ease of use made it a great gun for use of hunting. This gun was originally featured with a bayonet and an 18-inch barrel that made it perfect for trench warfare. The Ithaca 37 continued to serve its country with dignity all the way through the Vietnam War until it was eventually phased out of use. A great loss for this gun. But it was not just the theater of war that the Ithaca 37 served. It was the preferred shotgun of law enforcement all around the country and continued to serve as a police shotgun for decades, even after it was retired from the battlefield. TV was the next avenue for the Ithaca 37 before moving on to blockbuster Hollywood movies, such as RoboCop, and even being the shotgun used in Aliens by Corporal Hicks, even being featured as the shotgun used by Kyle Reese in the movie Terminator. Even the advent of modern shotguns from Mossberg, Remington, and Winchester could not fell the popularity of the Ithaca 37. This shotgun only ceased production in 2005 when the company changed hands. It began resuming production soon after with the modern Ithaca 37 as we know it today. Now that you know the brief history of the Ithaca 37, it's really time to show you what this can do. Let's hit the range and we're going to see what this gun is all about, and we're going to explore its key features much more in depth. Specifically, my favorite, SLAMFIRE. This is it, guys. This is it right here. My baby, the Ithaca 37. I would sell my AR-15 before I sell this thing. I love this shotgun. This particular model, like I said before, 1938 from the serial number trace. And based on the research that I have done, this particular shotgun has what's called a standard choke. Now, in modern terminology, we would call that an open choke. So there is nothing at the tip of this barrel to condense the field of pattern for our shot. And what are we going to be shooting today? Remington low recoils. Now, I'm using low recoils here because this gun, even though it's looking good for its age, it's 80 years old. So whenever you're using older weapons, you want to use period specific or you want to use low recoil rounds. Less damage, less worries. So we're going to do our distance test right now to see how this open choke does at 10 yards. So we're just going to load one round, double lock buck. Let's see what the old girl can do. Even here I'm dropping stuff. Locked and loaded. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay guys, so as you can see at about 10 yards, we've got a very close pattern right here. This big hole right here, as everybody knows, that's from the wadding. That is the cup that was holding all the shot. You can see all the BBs that were right here. So at about 10 yards, we've got a very tight grouping. So want to make sure that at 10 yards, close quarters combat, like in a defensive situation, or if you're out there hunting and you got an animal that comes up really close at 10 yards, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit it right on the button. Okay, let's reset up and let's take it out to 20 yards. This is one reason why I love the Texas Gun Club so much. Computer controlled distance. Just bring it up, yards, and we type in 20 and zoom. Yes. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay. So now we're at 20 yards. That's going to be 60 feet. Same deal right here, the Remington low recoil double lock buck. Let's see what we can do at this distance. Stovepipe it. These old girls are temperamental. Pretty cool. Okay guys, so this is the original hole right here, and as you can see, at about 20 yards we're getting a little bit more spacing, but all the buckshot is right on target. We pretty much expanded out into the outer rings. If this was dead center, I purposely aimed higher right here so that we could differentiate between shot 1 and shot 2. But as you can see with shot 1, we had about a 4-inch group right there. The wad did not show up on here for the second shot, and we've got approximately, well, I'd say somewhere between 6 to 7 inches worth of grouping, which is really good for hunting, especially if you're going to be hunting bucks. You want to make sure you get as much damage. So if you were hunting bucks with this and you aimed at the right spot, right behind the shoulder, in the chest area, you would definitely drop that guy really good. And there's another reason why the civilian version of the Ithaca 37 is so popular. It is deadly accurate. This particular one has a 28-inch barrel, which is giving us an incredible amount of distance. Not to mention the fact that with this added rib that is not original to the gun, we are dealing with a lot of heat being removed. I'm touching the barrel right now and it is cool to the touch. Absolutely nothing. I absolutely love this old gun. Now what we're going to do is we're going to back it up a lot more. Let's take it all the way out to 30 yards. 30 yards. Now we're probably going to get a huge spread on this one. We got a 4-inch spread on the 10 yards. We got about a 6 to 7 inch spread on, on 20 yards. We're probably going to be looking at a solid 12-inch spread. So let's take a look. Let's do this, people. I love the smell of burnt powder. And I absolutely love this computer control item right here. Texas Gun Club, if you really want a state-of-the-art facility to come and shoot, definitely get yourself down here to the Texas Gun Club. Make sure you say hi to Chaos the Doberman. Unbelievable. You have got to be kidding me. Come on over here, guys. Take a look at this. You guys are not going to believe this, but we are still on silhouette. Still on it. The accuracy of the Ithaca 37 truly is legendary. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so I know this particular shot right here is not part of the second shot, but look at how we're doing right now. Got a shot that went down here, a shot that went down here. We are still on target, on silhouette, at 30 yards, 90 feet. This gun is accurate up to 100 feet. That's the average for short distance hunting, making the Ithaca 37, particularly the antique versions, even with a fully open choke, this gun can potentially drop targets close to 100 feet. Absolutely amazing. The only thing that's keeping me from going absolutely wild right now is I have to obey the laws of the gun club. You act like a crazy guy, they're going to treat you like a crazy guy. Alright guys, this is what we're going to do. We are going to back this guy up as far as we can go. We're going to go absolute max. And we're going to see just what we're going to be doing. We're backing it up all the way to 49 yards. 49 yards. Go big or go home. This is Texas. And we're going to see exactly what we're going to be dealing with. Can you see the distance right there? It is up against the wall. I'm going to have to drop it back a little bit. Okay, in order to keep the target from hanging up on the wall, because as many of you know, at a range, the back wall is slanted to prevent ricochets and damage. So, this particular target is now sitting at 48.1 yards. We're going to do the math right here for you. 48 yards. That's quite a distance. Let's see what she can do. I actually could see the wad as it traveled through the air. Let's see what we got. Anticipation is killing me. It's killing me. And boom. Whoa. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. We have finally gone off target. We have finally gone off silhouette. So over 100 feet is pretty much the threshold for the range for this thing, but remember, this is buckshot and it's an open choke. They're designed to spread, so if we're going to get a shotgun that has an improved cylinder or a modified cylinder, even a full choke, these are going to be on target a lot better. But you know what? I'm impressed with this old girl. Come on, let's take a look. There are a few that look like they remained on silhouette. It's kind of hard to tell. I should have marked them off as we went along. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shots that went off target. So yeah, excellent job. Excellent job, old girl. But let's be perfectly honest. You guys didn't click on my video with the Ithaca 37 simply because you wanted to take a look at a weapon for its distance. There is a specific reason you picked the Ithaca 37. There's a specific reason I picked the Ithaca 37. This particular gun has a feature known as SLAMFIRE. Something in here, either involving the disconnector or the sear, is different from modern shotguns. And what that does is when you cock a modern shotgun, the sear is different. There's an actual disconnect, which prevents the gun from going off when you cock the forearm back and you have the trigger depressed. You physically have to release the trigger in order to shoot again. This old girl, though, she doesn't have that feature. You're going to find this feature very common in pre-77, I believe it is, shotguns. So, Remingtons, Ithacas, let's see what is the Winchesters. I know the Winchester 12 and Winchester 97 are specific models for this. I'm going to have to double check on the Remingtons, but the reason you buy one of these is for the SLAMFIRE. So what I'm actually going to do, I've already taken the plug out of this thing, so we've got an empty magazine right here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate what a SLAMFIRE is with 2 rounds, and then we're going to increase it. We're going to have ourselves a little fun. This kind of fun should be illegal. Shh. I didn't really say that. Okay, so we're going to back it up to 10 yards again. And it's time to have a little fun. Let's get some extra rounds. Two rounds, ready to go. Y'all ready for this? I love this thing. I love this thing so much. Let's do 3 rounds. You guys ready? Oh yes. Oh yes. Mwah. I love this thing. I absolutely love it. Now, when I took the plug out, this thing was in compliance with the law as far as bird hunting goes. It was plugged so that only 3 rounds could be in at all times. I took that plug out, and I've got another 3 boxes worth of shells. Forget the other stuff. Let's fully load this thing. It's like I'm going to need to get mini shells. Oh well, let's rock it. Shall we keep going? I just realized it's a good idea for me to show you how the bottom ejector works. Make sure you watch the bottom here this time. Ready? Pretty nifty little feature, isn't it? Oh my god. I think he's dead. We're going back out to maximum distance, guys. And what are we going to do? We're going to destroy it. The target, not the gun. God, not the gun. Okay, guys. We've got 1 in the chamber and 4 in the magazine. 5 rounds. Ready? I'm going to have to get that fixed. So let's take care of business. Taking care of business. Can't see it, but the target's starting to come down. Final product. doesn't look very good. Good game, buddy. Alright guys, we've had to reshoot the ending of this particular video because we want to remain in compliance with YouTube's new gun video policies. Specifically, they are banning gun videos that encourage sales and show assembly of firearms. And you know what, this makes some sense. You want to make sure that every bit of information that's available to everybody is responsible. So, what are our overall thoughts on the Ithaca 37? Well, this old girl, she has a special place in my heart. A really special place in my heart. Not just for the fact that she was my first gun that I purchased in Texas. She truly is a great ambassador for what classic guns should be. She's 80 years old and still firing like a champ. I've seen guys on the range while I'm shooting skeet, they have stopped with their over-unders and they have wanted to shoot my Ithaca. And pump-action shotguns are not normally used for skeet shooting. It's just one of those things where you see something, you hear what it is, you instantly know what the reputation is of it. And the Ithaca 37's reputation is well-deserved. So what are we going to be grading our firearms on from now on? We're going to be grading them on two specific categories: reliability and accuracy. As far as reliability goes, the Ithaca 37 nearly maxes out the rating with 4.5 out of 5 stars. This gun, 80 years old, and it's still firing like a champ. All you got to do is just make sure you keep them clean, keep them well maintained, and even at 80 years old, it's going to be out shooting modern guns like Benelli's, Mavericks, Remingtons, basically anything that can be put on the market right now. This old girl will basically look at it and say, hold my beer, watch this. That's perfectly honest as well. As far as accuracy goes, well, you guys saw how accurate this gun is. Almost 100 feet out at the 30-yard test, we had a really solid group and we were still on silhouette and on target. This gun is absolutely amazing. So, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Our overall rating on this particular firearm is a solid 9 out of 10. Good job. Good job, old girl. Mwah. I love you to death. Thank you for joining us at the Eclectic Arsenal. And here is Big Frank reminding you, keep your powder dry, your muzzle down range, above all else, be safe. Thank you for watching. Happy trails.